May would usually mean one thing in the cycling world, the Giro d'Italia. With the Corsa Rosa delayed, at least for now, inCycle will spend the next 4 weeks looking back at some of the greatest moments over the past 6 editions. This week we take a look at some of the unlikely riders to have pulled on the iconic pink leader's jersey. None may have proved the ultimate victor, but all experience the honour of donning the Maglia Rosa. It's the Giro d'Italia's Moments in Pink. Mark Cavendish is often associated with the Tour de France thanks to his 30-stage wins, but he has an equally enviable record in Italy's Grand Tour. The Manx missile will dominate the fast finishes in the 2013 edition, bagging 5 stage wins to add to his palmarès. Stage 1 circuit through Naples provided a perfect opportunity to pull on the pink jersey again. But first he'd have to navigate through tight turns and plenty of crashes before a hectic finale.
Mark Cavendish, surely this has got to play into his hands. We've got Steegmans sitting there, Buani as well, waiting to pounce just directly behind. Adam Blythe is also in the frame here, but Viviani's got 2 men where everyone else has got less, except for Orica Greenedge and Matt Goss. Matt Goss has got to be in a great position here as they come up underneath the Flamme Rouge. Lots of checking over shoulders right now. Steegmans hasn't pressed the go button just yet. And Mark Cavendish is not going to need him. He's gone by him. He's gone extremely long here, Mark Cavendish. It's got to shake Buani. Has he done it?
Well, Steegmans just didn't hold the wheel. Cavendish had to go around it and close the gap to this Orica Greenedge lead-out train, currently being led by Brett Lancaster. He's got Lee Howard on his wheel. Matt Goss is in 3rd place. Blythe is on the wheel of Mark Cavendish. This has been an extremely fast run, and they look like they're on their limits already.
Latour also getting involved here. Cavendish is blocked in here. Matt Goss is in a fantastic position here. Lee Howard's leading him out. Matt Goss, where's he going to go? He's thinking about it now. Mark Cavendish has had to wake up right now. Cam goes to the other side of the road, the right-hand side. Matt Goss lights it up. He's heading for the line. Cavendish comes by him right now. It's Cavendish versus Goss. Viviani also involved. What a finish! And Cavendish is the leader of the Giro.
Yeah, that took a lot out, you know. There's a common misconception, sprinters are lazy, they do 250. Well, the sprinters, the winner, the ones that can sprint in the red zone, you know. I was in the red for most of that, you know, it was really, really hot out there. But I want this so bad.
With the 2014 Giro starting in Belfast, the Canadian rouleur Svein Tuft was part of a strong Orica Greenedge team time trial unit, hotly tipped for Stage 1's race against the clock. As the 3rd team down the ramp, Tuft & Co had the benefit of largely dry roads, something that would later wreak havoc on the chances of others. Hammering through the 21.7-kilometre course in a time of 24 minutes 42 seconds, Greenedge faced a nervous wait, with Tuft, the provisional race leader, having crossed the line first. A Mega Pharma Quickstep came closest to pushing the Australian squad out of the hot seat, but they finished 5 seconds short. The pink jersey for Tuft was assured on the day he celebrated his 37th birthday.
This is a pretty crazy way to spend your birthday, and then to finish on that note was what a treat, and I can't thank my team enough for giving me that opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime for a guy like me, and what a fantastic team.
A great moment for one of the peloton's good guys. Greenedge again began 2015 with team time trial victory, with Simon Gerrans the first to don the leader's jersey. By Stage 4 it was on the shoulders of teammate Michael Matthews as the bunch rolled out of Chiavari for what would prove an unforgettable day on the road. The day's breakaway included 2 of Matthews' teammates, Esteban Chavez and Simon Clark, and the lead looked certain to pass to one of them by the time the break approached the final climb of the day. On the streets of La Spezia, Italian Davide Formolo slipped up the road for what would prove a sensational solo victory. the slopes of Biassa, the remainder of the breakaway were joined by a speeding quartet of GC contenders, including Fabio Aru and Alberto Contador. This spelled danger for Clark, who struggled to hang on to the accelerating group. The Australian, though, managed to just about stay in sight and scrambled to rejoin the group on the descent. As Formolo took the stage, the bunch sprint was opening up some 300 metres behind him. The fast-finishing Clark took the sprint and the pink jersey, all while celebrating as if he'd taken the stage as well.
I was just stoked to keep the jersey in the team. You know, I knew Canada was still up the road, but I just couldn't hold the emotion in that to have been able to, you know, take the jersey and keep it in Orica for another day.
By stage 13 of the 2016 race, the GC battle had by far and large failed to ignite. That left Bob Jungels as the race leader with a 24-second advantage over Movistar's climbing domestique Andrey Amador, heading into a tough stage. By the day's final climb, the GC big guns were starting to flex their muscles.
Now they open up, and this time it's Esteban Chavez who's decided to attack.
Well, I was just about to say that it's not been quite as interesting amongst the group of favourites as I was hoping for so far today. I thought we'd see at least a couple of concerted efforts to try and make a difference. On Bob Jungels has now struggled due to the acceleration of Esteban Chavez, and the pink jersey is slipping out the back of this race.
Well, that's Amador, that's Rigoberto Urán, that's Darwin Atapuma, that's Davide Formolo as well, and Enrico Battaglin going backwards. Andrey Amador is losing time relative to all of the rest. Great shot, actually. You can see how hard he's pushing on this descent, weaving past the motorbikes on the road in the convoy, and that's Andrey Amador. So where is he now on the road, and how far back is Bob Jungels to him?
But he's coming back to the group of favourites and riding himself potentially into the pink jersey.
Absolutely. If that's the case, if he latches onto the back of the group of favourites, who last time we saw, there they are as well. They were almost a minute up on Bob Jungels, and if Amador has that's the ride of his life.
The gutsy display of descending skills from Amador meant he finished among the top GC contenders, with Jungels coming in nearly a minute later. A day to remember for Amador, as he became the first Costa Rican to pull on a leader's jersey at a Grand Tour.
Andrey Amador!
2017's spectacular Grande Partenza in Sardinia was reflected by an equally spectacular finale to the opening stage. Slated as a stage for the likes of Andrey Greipel or Caleb Ewan, the tight turns heading into Olbia caused all kinds of problems for the peloton, and a virtually unknown rider managed to get away.
Big pickup by Bora here. They may as well just go for it, for goodness sake. And I think Benedetti's in a decent place today. This is Benedetti coming back up, I believe, at the moment. Caleb Ewan is in a half-decent position, but there's a lot of retrieval for those further back. Here we are, 1,200 to go.
Here's another left-hand corner, the penultimate corner on today's stage. They've now got a reasonably long straight, but a slight rise in the road as they come towards the Flamme Rouge. The rider from Bora Hansgrohe has found himself off the front. He was there to lead out Sam Bennett, but he's decided to go for it.
Yeah, why not? You may as well invest it. I'm just wondering if it's Matteo Palucchi here that's found himself up the road. 800 metres to go, and here comes everybody else. They've reassembled for glory, potentially to avoid disaster, I think it's fair to say. Nizzolo is in here as the metres start to run out. 500 to go. This is that nasty turn. He's got to jump on these guys. There's Greipel. Now then, here we are. This is the a worry man. There's some more to worry about at 350 to go. He's going to get it. He's going to take a steal here, I think. This is absolutely phenomenal. Bora are going to be given a gift here today, courtesy see if the technical finish that we thought was going to happen, or are they going to catch it very last? Haven't gone for it quite yet. There's Andrey. Ewan's also in here, and he's got his chin on the post. 25 minutes to go. Don't celebrate too soon, my friend. Oh, big surprise. Absolutely superb. Bora bury it, and it is Pöstlberger who takes it for Austria.
First professional victory for me, and Maglia Rosa. I didn't get it now. I think I need many weeks to realize this victory.